Coming up on OU Nightly, record rainfalls create a massive mess across campus. Plus, news information in the campus corner attack that one man says was a hate crime. And caught on camera, state troopers share the video of a driver headed the wrong way on I-35. This is OU Nightly.
A soggy Sunday gives way to a gray Monday. Tonight we have team coverage highlighting flooding around campus and local businesses. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Spencer Plato.
And I'm Darby McCormick. We begin tonight with Sunday's record rainfall in parts of the state.
We'll first go out to OU Nightly's Olivia Hayes, who joins us live from Campus Corner. Olivia, one business is cleaning up after those showers caused water damage inside the store.
Yeah, Spencer, Darby, I'm here outside of Oklahoma Locker Room by Lids, where I spoke with Alexis Pierce, a manager of the store, and she tells me that the flooding started yesterday just before 3 p.m. Now, when I arrived here this morning, I saw buckets just like this one all around the store, still catching water dripping from the ceiling. Take a look. Now, the back room did also experience water damage. Pierce tells me the leaks and flooding happen frequently whenever there is heavy rain. She also says some merchandise did get wet, but wasn't completely ruined. They did pull the wet items from shelves and are currently drying out in the back. Now, I did go around and speak with other businesses in the area to see how common and frequent this flooding is, and it really depends on the location. Some business owners I spoke with said that they experience minimal leaks and flooding, and some also told me that they don't experience any flooding at all. Reporting live in Norman, Olivia Hayes, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Olivia. OU Nightly meteorologist Garrett Tarver was out in the middle of that soggy mess shooting tons of video.
He joins us live to tell us how the front that moved in Sunday could mean the start of fall temperatures. Garrett, that was some crazy video that you shot.
It was. I knew when it started raining where to go. I came to this infamous corner in front of Dale Hall at the corner of Lindsay Street and Elm Avenue. It always floods here when we get a lot of rain, and it was the same story yesterday afternoon. Now, we got about 5 inches of rain, but the flooding on the street, about 1 foot to 1.5 feet of water covering it. People trying to drive through it, some of them making it about halfway before their car stalled out, and that's when folks from the churches on the corner helped push them out of the way. And when they did, more people just kept driving through. That's not the thing to do, but people were doing it. Now, all that flooding was caused by about 5 inches of rain. North Norman saw a little bit more, south a little bit less, and we'll get to more on the next chance for rain coming up, as well as those fall temperatures and colors, hopefully. Back to you.
Thanks, Garrett. Norman PD says today they will not seek charges against anyone involved in a campus corner brawl September 20th. A Jewish man who ended up with a black eye and other bruises after the fight claims he was the victim of a hate crime. OU Nightly has obtained video of the fight outside Hideaway Pizza that police used in their investigation. Chewy Dominguez takes us through the video.
At 2:30 a.m., the 2:30 a.m. outside Hideaway Pizza, Harrison Hipp, the man who says he was a victim of an anti-Jewish hate crime, is seen in the highlighted section of the video being approached by another man. There is no sound in the surveillance video, but the two men appear to be having a heated argument. Harrison Hipp backs up and occasionally lunges forward, and then the fight breaks out. Hipp is hit and is taken to the ground. He is slugged repeatedly until his girlfriend tries to break up the fight. Minutes later, Hipp returns to his car and appears to be talking to the man who hit him. A second fight breaks out. Then a third fight. Hipp picks up his Jewish yarmulke, which fell off of his head during the fight, and is pursued and tackled by the same man he'd been arguing with. This time, Hipp stays down. Police arrive seconds after Hipp drives away with his girlfriend. When we spoke with Hipp last week, he claimed it was a hate crime. But Norman police says after their investigation, they found no grounds for a hate crime or assault charge. We scheduled an interview with Harrison Hipp this morning to get his reaction to the no charge decision by Norman police, but he did not show up.
Thanks, Chewy. Today marks the deadliest day of strikes in Lebanon from Israel since the 2006 war. OU Nightly's Taryn Ward has this and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
492 people are dead in Lebanon after Israeli airstrikes. Israel is warning people to get out of harm's way. According to the Lebanese health minister, over 1,600 people are injured from the strikes hitting Hezbollah targets. As Israel's attacks in Lebanon intensifies, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that Israel is not at war with Lebanon, but with Hezbollah. And in Alabama, authorities are offering a $100,000 award for information about who is responsible for the mass shooting over the weekend. Saturday night, 4 people were killed and 17 were injured after Birmingham police say multiple people opened fire in a busy entertainment district. Police say that the shooting was likely targeted and the people were caught in the crossfire. And a new government funding bill is expected to be voted on this week. The House recently failed to pass a funding extension. The bill included a GOP-led measure to target non-citizen voting. A new bill proposed by House Speaker Mike Johnson does not include the controversial voting measure and is expected to have bipartisan support. If passed, the government will be funded through December 20th. And former President Donald Trump says that if he loses November's election, he does not see himself running again in 2028. Spencer, Darby.
Thanks, Taryn. Coming up on OU Nightly, careless driving on I-35.
What Highway Patrol did to de-escalate the situation.
And student loans are scary, but a new bill to help repay them is in discussion.
How students and tuition payers could benefit next.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
When we have the food we need, we are at our best. We push further. We rise higher. We unlock our full potential. When we have the food we need, we make our communities stronger. Together, we can help everyone get the food they need to thrive. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Well, one Norman driver seemed a bit turned around on the highway. OU Nightly's Abby Williams has the story on this U-turn gone wrong.
Ever wondered what would happen if a car was headed the wrong way on the highway? Well, that's exactly what happened earlier this month. A car was headed north on the southbound side of I-35 right behind me. This video was just released by Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Watch as the driver exits the left shoulder and tries to turn around when approached. Troopers had to crash into the driver's car just to stop him. And yes, he was under the influence. Chris Osmond was the man behind the wheel, and he was arrested for impaired driving. If ever in a situation where you see the wrong headlights or a driver that seems to be turned around, go ahead and give 911 a call. Reporting from I-35 in Norman, Abby Williams, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abby. When I miss my exits, I just try to take the next one. That would be pretty scary to be driving down I-35 and see someone facing me.
Happening in Washington, Democratic lawmakers are unveiling their new plans to help parents with student loans. OU Nightly's Abby Hollinsworth has this in today's Money Matters.
Lawmakers say their proposed plan, Parent Plus Parity Act, would allow Parent Plus loans to access existing federal programs. These programs are currently limited to student borrowers only. The plan would allow borrowers to access newer, more favorable repayment, loan forgiveness, and discharge programs. After months of anticipation, the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates by 0.5 point, the first and biggest cut since 2020. The cut is intended to increase consumer spending and create a more competitive job market. The Federal Reserve plans to continue these cuts for November and December and into the upcoming years. Financial advisors say with these new cuts, it's time to reevaluate where you store cash to get the best return. Experts say consider how much money you may need over the next 2 years or for emergencies and keep that cash in a high-yield savings account. But financial pros advise against using stocks for short-term gains. They also say not to let your cash sit in accounts as interest rates drop. And a new AP poll shows voters are split on which candidate would be best for the economy. About 4 in 10 registered voters agree Trump would do a better job, with Harris polling about the same. 1 in 10 people say they trust neither candidate. Darby, Spencer.
Thanks, Abby. Now, money talk can be pretty stressful. CNN talked to a couple of experts about how crafting can help mental health. Sarah Mensing, an expert at Mayo Clinic, says crafting and any creative outlet can be beneficial and can also add value. When OU Nightly returns, we've got good news at the gas pump.
Hear why we've seen a drop in gas prices next.
And we have temperatures cooling down finally. We'll have more on that as well as the fall colors coming soon.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, if your shower can fill a 1-gallon bucket in less than 20 seconds, replace the shower head with a water-efficient one. They are cheap, easy to install, and can save you up to 750 gallons a month. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more than
who I am on paper.
Well, I got more video of that flooding. There was just too much of it yesterday. You could see people still trying to drive through it, others coming to help push their cars out of the way after they stall. It's just the same story over and over again. And people, I don't know. You think you see the person in front of you, it's just better to just not take that chance. Now, we don't have a lot of rain today. Those clouds starting to move on out. We had thick clouds today though, and those kept our temperatures fairly cool. 60s, a few 70s peeking out across the metro. Looking at the state, There's a cool spot right along I-44 from Miami down into the Oklahoma City metro. We'll continue to see these cooler temperatures, but as well as some rain chances. Tuesday, we got that 40%. Not a whole lot Wednesday, Thursday, but again, some moving Thursday night into Friday morning. We could see a little bit more rain. Looking at on the future cast, all this moving out this afternoon and evening. You see those temperatures dip through tonight. Some more clouds moving in early tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night we see more rain chances. Not super high. It's not going to be a washout, but something to keep in mind if you're heading out tomorrow night. Tuesday, we all know what goes on in Campus Corner. We'll see those temperatures still pretty cool as that rain shifts down to the south. See all of that move out Wednesday. Maybe another little chance moving into Thursday as well, but not a whole lot. Rain chances, 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/10 of an inch in Norman. Could see up to a 1/4 inch, but I don't expect a whole lot. Nothing like Sunday. But we'll see those cold fronts keep pushing on through. Another one coming in Tuesday. Going to keep on rolling through with more rain chances, cooler temperatures. It's fall. It feels great outside. Those lows this morning, or those lows tomorrow morning, are going to be in the 50s in some areas, 60s in others. Highs, possibly 80. 80s for much of the state, 70s up to the far northeast. It's pretty cool out there. I like it. It feels like fall. Now, when are we going to see those fall colors? Well, the average here, early November, so we still got about another month or so to go before we start to see those pretty colors. Anything you see right now is probably just dead trees from all that heat we saw over the last few months. So looking forward through the end of October and into November, we see this start to creep down our way. We get those pretty colors on campus. It's my favorite time of the year. I go out with a sweater. I just love getting that, the pumpkin spice. I'm going to go check out Orr Farms. I saw that they came out with some new apple stuff as well. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm going to go out. I'm not going to go out Tuesday because we have rain chances. Wednesday, Thursday could be a good day. We'll see those 70s. Friday, maybe a couple rain chances coming up. But we're going to stay cool. 70s through the rest of next week into the beginning of next week as well. We'll see clear skies returning on Monday, though. So I'm really looking forward to these 70-degree temperatures. We all appreciate it after being at the game on Saturday. I don't know what got into me. I had boots and jeans on. It was hot. It was hot. But these temperatures today, not too bad. Not too bad. It's fall, y'all. What do you think?
Yeah, Oklahoma really woke up Sunday and it said it's time for fall.
That's true, but Garrett, I know I like to harp on you a little bit, but sometimes I'm wearing a sweatshirt and shorts. Other times I'm pulling out an umbrella, I put it away, and then I bring it back out. It's just all your fault. I just don't know what to wear.
Hey, I keep mine in my bag all times, as well as a rain jacket, everything.
Good idea, good idea.
Thanks, Garrett. And prices at the pump are looking promising and could continue to drop. Last week, the national average for a gallon of gas dipped to 2 cents, making the total price $3.22. This price decline is slower than it has been in recent weeks. AAA says the reason for this slump is the Hurricane Francine, and that hurricanes are a common cause of low gas prices. As for the prices, AAA expects them to keep falling.
Well, the Sooner spirit also fell during the OU Tennessee game, but there was a bright, fluffy light at the end of the tunnel. ESPN College Game Day analyst Kirk Herbstreit brought his golden retriever companion Ben, and some of our OU Nightly friends got the chance to meet him. I will forever be jealous.
And we got part of our sports team here right now, and I heard Sunday was a historic day for OU women's soccer in College Station.
And Aiden, the football game against Tennessee might be over, but the effects are still being felt.
Yeah, they sure are. Sooner fans might have a Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams feeling after Saturday's loss to Tennessee. And just like that 2021 season, a freshman came in and created a controversy at the QB position. Coming up at sports, hear what the Sooners have to say about a potential change.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Hello, I'm Aiden Tyler, and it is time for sports. And do you remember the 21st night of September? Sooner fans will, as it marked OU's first ever SEC football game. The score was a 25-15 loss, but it ended with a new quarterback controversy. OU Nightly's Britton Ross has the story.
Oklahoma's offense continued to struggle to find the red paint, and with 3 first-half turnovers, sophomore quarterback Jackson Arnold was benched for true freshman Michael Hawkins Jr. late in the second quarter, and he provided the Sooners with a new energy.
I love Mike. Mike is he's confident. He's loose in the right ways. He's not going to the moment's not going to overwhelm him, even though, again, he's a young guy and things happen fast. And Mike gets pretty excited. You saw him. He's 3 or 4 steps ahead of the play.
Whatever the coaches choose is really going to be a decision. So I don't think a lot of people are talking about it too much. We have 2 talented guys and 2 great quarterbacks. We just got a freshman and a sophomore. So I think that's the only thing. But they're both great, and they're both competitive. So whatever the coaches decide.
It's nothing different. Just keeping your head down, going to work every week. Nothing big change. Not a big change in a week with the offense. Just keeping our heads down and just leading as a quarterback and just getting the team around you. I felt pretty comfortable just getting those drives going and then finally getting points on the board and then just capitalizing on all of it. So I felt pretty comfortable.
The Sooner schedule doesn't get any easier, though, as they have their first road game of the year this Saturday at Auburn. Reporting from Owen Field, Britton Ross, OU Nightly.
Former Sooners struggled just like the current ones in the NFL on Sunday. Kyler Murray had 207 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception in the Cardinals' 20-13 loss to Detroit. And Baker Mayfield failed to perform as well. Tampa Bay's QB only had 163 yards as he threw a single touchdown and an INT, and the Buccaneers' 26-7 blowout loss to Denver. And OU women's soccer visited the Aggies at Texas A&M, and Ella Pappas got it started early with a screamer. From outside the box, the senior from Edmonton had her 6th goal of the year to make it 1-0. Minutes later, Michelle Pack headed one in through some traffic, and it was enough as OU gets their first ever SEC win, 2-1 over the Aggies. The Sooners volleyball team took a weekend trip to Manhattan to face the Kansas State Wildcats, and junior outside hitter Alexis Shelton led the way with 18 kills, and she got one here, which put the Sooners up 2 sets. Eventually into the 3rd set, a ball hit out of bounds would seal the deal to clinch an OU straight set victory over the Wildcats. And both OU men's and women's tennis completed their pre-qualifying at the ITA All-Americans. Ava Catanza-Wright, Emma Staker, and Chloe Noel all advanced to the qualifying rounds. Luis Alvarez was the only one on the men's team to qualify for OU.
Thanks, Aiden. And unfortunately, I will remember the 21st night of September. But coming up on OU Nightly, find out why the chickens crossed the road.
And who helped them when we return.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding.
Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. Never do that. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
I'm Kelsey Speed with an update on the death of Cleveland County K-9 Deputy Dollar. Sheriff Chris Amison says the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is looking into the cause of death. Amison says Dollar was found dead in a deputy's car last Thursday. The deputy assigned to Dollar is now on paid administrative leave. There will be a memorial service for Dollar. That date has yet to be announced. Spencer, Darby.
Sad story to hear. Thanks, Kelsey. Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers helped a group of chickens cross the road near Tulsa.
The chickens got loose after a makeshift trailer scattered them on a mile stretch across I-44. A trooper saw a woman gathering the chickens and stopped to help get the chickens to safety. OHP posted to their social media that all the feathery fugitives were safely wrangled and off the road in no time. Well, Garrett, I am certainly concerned for the rainy weather because it seems like chickens won't be able to cross the road with that slick stuff on it.
Yeah. They might just swim across at this point. We have more rain chances Tuesday into Friday as well. And our big chance is going to be Tuesday. But look at this. This is polar opposite of last week. We have highs in the 70s for really the rest of the week, and may have some 80s here and there, but it's really not going to be too bad. I'm getting ready to head outside. I'm really enjoying these fall temperatures. Looking forward to the fall colors coming soon. I mean, I'm ready.
Excited for this weather.
Amazing time. Well, thank you, Garrett, so much.
And thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Spencer Plato.
And I'm Darby McCormick. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets